Hey, good afternoon. This is Coach Bill with Weight Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great day so far, a great afternoon. It's kind of a little windy, but it's still a beautiful day here in the Temecula Valley area. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk a little bit about snacking between meals and how that affects those of you that are trying to lose weight. There's been some questions, some chatter out there that some people are saying that they shouldn't snack between meals. Some people are saying that that you should snack between meals in order to keep your metabolism up and all that good stuff. Well, I'm going to give you the answer right now to that question: should you be snacking? And most of you that follow me, you guys know that Emily and I talk a lot about the root cause of why people are gaining weight or why people have a hard time losing weight. And that's why I like to direct people to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, hit that bell, and you'll get some new videos on the weight loss programs or scientific information about it. Those of you that are actually watching this on YouTube, hit that bell and you guys will get some new videos also. But going back to the question about snacking, I got to lay a foundation here. A lot of you that follow me know we talk a lot about the root cause, like I said before, about why people have gained weight or why people are having a hard time losing weight. And it's all about imbalanced hormones. And there's one in particular that most of you guys have heard me talk about, and that's a hormone that is basically designed to store fat, and it's insulin. And when you have lost control of that hormone, it actually will affect other hormones. Now, some of you may not know this, but what is going to cause that hormone to be out of control? And most of the time, or not all the time, is because of the Western diet, or it's because of a high carb diet, that you're eating a lot of carbohydrates that's causing your insulin to spike and to stay up there a long time. You guys heard me talk about this here in the past. But most of you guys also that are following me know that Emily and I have three very powerful protocols that we like to use, and most of my clients, actually all my clients that are on that 90-day coaching plan that I have are on these three. I'd say 95% are doing all three of the protocols, and they're actually three of the most powerful protocols that I have found that are, when you combine all three, the results are incredible. If you're consistent, if you're coachable, and of course accountability makes a big difference also. But also if you are really focused on the why, or why you're trying to lose that weight or body fat, either it could be for health reasons, cosmetic reasons, or so forth. But I'm going to categorize them in, most importantly, the first one, of course, is always going to be hydrogen-rich water, which we combine that with Himalayan sea salt or real sea salt to add more electrolytes to the body during these protocols. The second one we use, of course, the hydrogen-rich water is mainly for hydration and detoxing and flushing out the heavy metals and the toxic chemicals in your body, because obviously if you have those contaminants in your body, one other root cause is your body is so acidic, and that's why you can't lose the weight also. So I need to start off with a nice clean slate, and that's what hydrogen-rich water is going to give me and you, is a clean slate to start with. But you also have to add the electrolytes. Now the second is a ketogenic diet, which is the second protocol that will start somebody off with brand new. I've never really liked that word ketogenic diet, because the actual name of this way of eating is actually an anti-inflammatory diet. because that's basically what it's designed for. It's designed to flush out inflammation. There's another major issue with obesity or all diseases is inflammation. So you have to have a way to flush that out. Well, how do you do that? Well, first of all, like I said, number one, hydrogen-rich water flushes out inflammation. Number two, inflammatory diet or ketogenic diet is also designed to help flush out inflammation. So you're getting a double whammy there, guys. Now, the third protocol that I introduced to these three very powerful weight loss protocols is intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. This is also, all three of these are actually science-backed, but the intermittent fasting and the prolonged fasting is very, very powerful. And for many reasons, many health benefits, many, if those of you that have some severe or major medical issues, science has shown that intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting, along with these other two also, will actually help with those medical issues you do have. But it's all based on if you're consistent. It's all based on if you're getting the right guidance. It's all based on if you're doing it, if you're doing it the way it's designed to be done. See, that's where most people fail, is they go to Google, they listen to all these different options on all three of the protocols, but yet they're still not doing it right. And that's why it's very important to find a coach that has done this to himself and has worked with other clients and has the experience on how to get you out of the struggling mode, or if you hit a roadblock or so forth. But what's really unique about these three protocols, that they're also actually known as therapeutic. For example, the hydrogen-rich water is known as medical-grade water. Number two, the ketogenic diet or the anti-inflammatory diet is known as known to put you into therapeutic ketosis. And number three, the intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting is also known, or will put you into therapeutic autophagy, which is huge when it comes to medical issues of all types, many disease models. And the byproduct of being in this stage or in this mode is, of course, going to be your belly fat or your body fat, losing it. And so let's talk about, let's go ahead, now that I've kind of laid the groundwork, let's talk about let's see how snacking in between meals have an effect on you. Now, before I get started, let me touch on a couple things here real quick, and I'm using my computer with my notes. First of all, the information that I'm going to give you guys here is for those of you that are actually looking to, or you've set a goal for your weight or your body fat percentage. You've set a goal on how much weight you want to lose, or you set a goal on how much you want to get, what your body fat percentage you want to get down to. It's not so much for those of you that, well, yeah, it actually is, but let's just say I'm pointing, or I'm looking more at those of you that are trying to lose inches. You see, you have to understand, excuse me, that Emily and I have been doing this for a few years now. So we've obviously reached our goal weight. We've reached our body fat percentage weight. So we're more into the adding lean muscle, keeping our lean muscle as we're doing our fasting, because some of you might have heard the myth about intermittent fasting or prolonged fasting or ketogenic fasting will cause you to lose lean muscle. That's totally wrong. It's not true. It actually is going to increase certain hormones that are designed to protect your lean muscle and add lean muscle. So that's for a different video, or you can go to my YouTube channel and read about that. But Emily and I have been at our goal for a few years now. That's why this is known to work long term and it's very simple, because the body was designed to be on these protocols in the first place. It's nothing new that the body has to do in order to stay on this type of lifestyle. The only problem is, though most of you out there haven't been given your body the tools, and you don't have the know-how how to put your body into what we call fat adaptation. See, that's the whole goal. A lot of you have heard me talk about this on and on and on. about fat adaptation and how important it is. Well, once you become rooted in it, and once our ancestors, we have not evolved away from our ancestors, and so that's what our ancestors, they were fat adapted because of the type of, or the way they ate, and time eating is what we call it, because obviously they didn't have shopping centers or stores like we had. And so it's very important that you put yourself in, you look at that as your goal also. But Emily and I are there. We're fat adapted. What that means is that our body is no longer looking at the carbohydrates that are converted into glucose as its main energy source. We've taught our bodies to actually burn the body fat that we have, or the fat that we eat, as the main source of fuel. And the body really likes that much, much better anyway. It does not like carbohydrates or glucose as its main fuel. Science knows this as what they call dirty fuel. When you have taught your body, which it takes time, everybody's different. I don't know how long it will take you to switch your body over. It just doesn't happen overnight. But once you've got your body switched over to fat burning, the science calls that rocket fuel, because then you're actually producing from your liver what they call blood ketones. And blood ketones is a source of food for the brain, and the body loves the ketones as far as using as energy. So that's the whole objective of this. Well, Emily and I, because we are fat adapted, that if we do have a higher carb meal, now we're on a ketogenic diet, which means that we're 80% good fat, 15% low protein, and 5% very low carbs. We very rarely eat any starchy foods during the week, and we don't do refined starchy foods. We do very little fruit, if at all, maybe once a month or so, because that also will cause your insulin to spike. And so that's the key. The key is we got to keep your insulin from spiking up, because what happens is once that insulin spikes, it'll stay up there for a long time, and that's what's going to cause you to store fat. What could cause, just one peanut that has calories to it can cause that insulin to spike and stay up there. So and it takes time for it to come down to base. And so as being fat adapted, how that helps us, and those of you out there that have followed me or actually know what fat adapted is, it's how quickly will you get back into fat burning mode after you've had a meal. For Emily and I, most of the time we're back into fat burning within 6 to 7 hours, which means that if I have my last meal at 6 o'clock, which normally that's when we do have our last meal, then we don't eat anything at all, no calories, just black coffee and water and sea salt after that, and we don't have our first meal until about 12 the following day. So we like doing the 18-6 fasting, or the 20 and a 4 hour, or 20 and a 4 fasting, which means I got a 6-hour window to eat, I got a 4-hour window to eat also. But what happens is by 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, Emily and I are already back into fat adaptation. So we're already back there. So the whole objective here is to control the insulin spiking throughout the day. That's the whole idea. Okay, so most of you may be eating 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 meals a day, or you may be eating every 2 hours. Well, how is this snacking going to cause you to increase your insulin and keep it up higher for a longer period of time, so that your body can't actually get into burning that stored body fat that you have sitting there that you want to get rid of anyway? Well, the second thing is some of you guys probably haven't heard much about this, because a lot of the trainers, a lot of the weight loss gurus, a lot of the, I don't know what you want to call them, they don't really talk about how important gut health is. Guys, when it comes to trying to lose weight, that's just as important as detoxing the body from all the acidic are all of the contaminants that you have consumed throughout the day, every day. And by using the hydrogen-rich water, you are flushing out with every glass of water those contaminants. Well, your gut plays a huge part in that also. And so you're going to have, so your body has a natural way of actually detoxing itself. It's got a natural way of flushing out the acidity in the body. But because people are eating the Western diet, and drinking bottled water that's contaminated, or city filtered water, or if you're drinking RO water, or if you're going to the health food store and you're buying those alkaline waters in plastic bottles, that's all. You're all being duped, because that's all they got, toxic chemicals in them, and they're actually doing more harm than they are good. And you're actually damaging the gut, and you're causing yourself to have more bad gut bacteria than you actually do good gut bacteria. And so the gut plays a big part, and that's where all three of these protocols come into, because it's a way to give you good gut bacteria so that you can have the ability to lose that extra body fat or belly fat. But what's crazy is that because those of you that are doing the Western diet, and if you're eating 4 meals a day or every 2 hours, or you're snacking in between your 3 meals a day, what you're doing, guys, and this is how the digestive tract works, what you're doing, guys, is you're not giving your digestive tract or your gut a chance to do its job. And that is that there's a period of time when your gut and your digestive tract needs a chance to rest. You need to give it a rest from consuming food all the time. Now think about this, our ancestors, like I said, we have not evolved away from our ancestors. Their digestive tracts had plenty of time to do its job, because why? Because did they eat every single day? No. They were gatherers. They had to go out and hunt their food, and a lot of times they would go 2 or 3 or 4 days without food. Well, what happens is our gut needs that time of rest from digesting food, because that's its natural way of actually detoxing itself and cleaning itself out. For example, and some of you may not, but you guys may not know this, but say you had breakfast at around 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, okay? Then you're at work, and around 8 or 9 o'clock, you guys, it's about 2 hours after you eat, or 3 hours maybe, it depends on the person, but say around, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock, you start getting these noises in your stomach, in your small intestines actually. You know what that is? Does that mean you're hungry? No, it absolutely does not mean you're hungry. That's the body's natural way. There's actually a cleaning crew in your small intestines that's brushing the liner of the small intestine and cleaning off all the crap that's on that small intestine and getting it nice and pink again. That's the job of that's why it's so important to give your digestive tract a chance to clean itself naturally, or detox itself from all the crap. But it can't. But anytime you put food in your mouth, and that cleaning crew is sitting there cleaning the liner and brushing it and cleaning all the junk off of there, and all of a sudden you decide to have a snack or a piece of candy bar or something, that wipes the whole cleaning crew out. They're gone. They're done. But they didn't finish the job. Okay? That's why here in the United States we have so many people have gut issues. Think about it. How many people do you know that actually have gut issues out there? Lots of them. And why is that? Because they're not giving their bodies a chance to clean itself out naturally. You see? And that's why giving your body or your digestive tract an actual time to clean itself. And so that's a factor. So whenever my clients, and I have to preach this all the time, whenever they're doing an intermittent fasting, or we're not eating for 4 or 5 hours between the first and the second meal, and they get that feeling that you may call it a hunger wave or your noise. All you have to do is have a big glass of clean, non-toxic, hydrogen-rich water with a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and all of a sudden it wipes that out. You've actually increased the hydration at the cellular level. You've actually added more electrolytes that you need anyway, because most of all of you don't have enough anyway. That causes you to be hungry. That causes there's a hormone that will spike, and it causes you to have an appetite. Low electrolytes will cause that to happen. And so that's all I tell them to do, because they need water anyway. Most of you don't drink enough water, so this is another way to add more water and electrolytes to your diet. So the object here is that when you're eating, say you're eating 3 meals, okay, you want to spread those meals out. You want to have some lag times in between each meal to give your body a chance to clean itself out. And the longer we might call it mini fasting, the longer you not eat a snack between meals, you're actually going to start burning more fat. Only if you're combining it with ketogenic meals. Only because if you're eating, now this is what I'm telling you guys, if you're eating a high carb diet with lots and lots of starchy foods, chances are your glucose is going to stay spiked for a long, long time. Okay? So I want you to think about this. What is causing your insulin to stay spiked up for a long time? Now remember, insulin is designed to store fat. Every time you eat carbs, it's going to spike the insulin up. So if you're eating 4 to 5 meals to 6 meals a day, or you're snacking in between, that insulin is not going to come down to base or lower. In order to switch over to burning fat that you want to burn anyway as fuel, and lose the inches, you've got to get that insulin back down to base or even lower for a certain amount of time. And so even though, like us, because we average maybe 2 meals a day, but we fast 18 hours, sometimes 20 hours, sometimes 24 hours. I mean, we do a true fast. So we're not consuming any calories at all. So we're pretty well burning fat most of the day. Well, what happens is that by you having a snack between breakfast, or say you have your first snack at 9 o'clock, or your first meal at 9, and then you snack at 10, then you snack at 11, and then you have your second meal at 1 o'clock, your lunch. See what you've done there? You've consumed calories, and your insulin's going to stay up there. So so that body fat you have sitting over here, just sitting there waiting to be used. So your body isn't going to go after that for fuel. It's going to go after the food that you just consumed, and especially if it's a high carb fuel. Okay? Then you're going to have your lunch at 1 o'clock, and then at 2 o'clock you have a snack, and then maybe 4 o'clock you have a snack. You see what you're doing here? You've lost control of that hormone that is designed to store fat, because your insulin is spiked up all the time. So you're not giving your body an actual chance to burn the fat. It's a vicious cycle, guys. This is all science-based. This is not coming from me. This is science-based. And what do I mean by science-based? Well, there was a study done, and I've got it here. There was a study done and I'm going to have to spell the actual last part of this, because these scientific words are really hard to pronounce, and I don't want to screw it up. But there was a study done by the journal of Diabetologica that involved 54 human subjects. They were put into 2 groups. The first group ate 6 meals per day. Okay, I want you to listen to that. So the first group ate 6 meals per day, which meant their insulin levels stayed up high, never got down low enough to go into the fat burning. Okay, the second group only ate 3 meals per day, but they were spread out. Okay, Now, each group ate the same amount of calories. So even though the first group was eating more meals, they gave the second group the same amount of calories, but spread it out further, okay? And so what the results were, that in the first group, they lost an average of 4 pounds. That's it. The second group lost an average of over 8 pounds. The second group was the group that only had the 3 meals, same amount of calories, spread them out, but did what you might call a mini fasting between the meals. So you see that that just shows that by not snacking, because you're trying to lose the weight, spreading out your meals further, do not snack. When you do get a hunger wave, it's not it's not you're hungry, it's just your small intestines are cleaning themselves out. All you have to do is have a big glass of water. Of course, you want it to be, clean water, not bottled water, and the sea salt. And that knocks it knocks it out. A lot of times when you do get a hunger wave in between meals, you're not really hungry, you're thirsty. The majority of the time you're thirsty because most of you aren't drinking a gallon a day of water anyway. And so the key factor is here, guys, if you're really looking, if you just try this and focus on your 3 meals a day, and then introduce some intermittent fasting along with it. You don't have to go right in there and do 24-hour fastings or 48-hour fastings. You can do an 18 or a 16-8 or a 14 whatever. But you know what? Try that and see what happens. And then if you get that hunger wave, go ahead and have the water and sea salt. It's amazing what that will do to actually stop the craving. And plus you know what? This is because your insulin level is so whacked out and you've lost control of it, you're going to, like I said, you guys are going to disrupt other hormones. That hormone that's giving you the appetite, that's a hormone which is called a clock hormone or a time hormone. And you know how, so that's how you guys determine, okay, it's 12 o'clock. Why am I hungry? Well, because your brain's been trained to eat at 12 o'clock, and that hormone, which is called ghrelin, is affected and is spiked. Guess how you knock out that? How do you knock out that hormone that makes you hungry? Very simple. Big glass of water with sea salt. It takes that hormone and brings it back down to normal. That's simple, guys. Okay, guys. So. Guys, I hope you saw some value in this. I hope you understand. I hope I was able to explain if you're looking to lose weight. Now, like I said, Emily and we've reached our goal weight. We've reached the amount of body fat percentage that we want to be down to. We want to add lean muscle. Do we snack? Yes, I do. I'll give you an example. And the reason why we do that is because we train so hard. And we're actually looking to bulk up more lean muscle. And so we need to do that. I don't want to lose any more weight. I like my body fat percentage the way it is right now. And so, but I'm more concerned about lean muscle, adding more lean muscle. So yes, but the difference between me adding snacks than most of you out there is that we're doing keto snacks. We're doing high good fat snacks, like I'm doing hard-boiled eggs I add MCT oil in. I'll do my fat coffee. I'll do a veggie protein smoothie with different fats in it. I'm doing a higher fat food, guys. And so what's that doing for me? That's keeping me into my fat burning. The whole idea is for me to elevate my blood ketones and keep them up high. I need to be at 0.8 or above in order for me to maintain that the body fat percentage I'm down to in my weight. As soon as I start eating starchy food, starchy carbs, it'll raise it up. Now, because we're fat adapted, I can actually have starchy foods and still jump into fat adaptation within 6 hours because we've trained our body to primarily eat fat. That's what our body wants. It does not want carbohydrates anymore. Those days are gone for us. They're gone. We are now fat adapted. Now, if I change my lifestyle and go to a high carb diet, how long will it take me to get fat again? I have no idea. I don't want to try it because I've been there, done that, and the older you get, the harder it is to lose it, guys. Okay, guys. So, guys, go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, hit that bell. You'll get some of my new videos. And those of you that are watching this on YouTube, hit that bell. Also, if there's any of you out there that are looking to, are struggling with your weight, or you're tired of failing, you've tried so many different diets and they don't seem to work, you know what? Give me a shot. You know, it's look into my 90-day online personal coaching. You're going to get the education you need on what I'm talking about now. My clients get actual training videos that I send to them, so after the 90 days are up, they're actually weight loss experts themselves, okay? So message me if you're interested. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Have a good one. Bye.